Welcome back. I'm sure you've been exploring some powerful things and growing in awareness of some of your patterns. Beginning the journey of reframing your reality. Now, today we're going to go into this place where so many of us struggle. And it's a relationship with ourselves that is almost entirely broken, which creates that struggle, which creates this survival mode. And to live in a thriving way, to create a thriving life, we have to rebuild this relationship. And this relationship is with insights, because we are getting insights every day, multiple times in our conversations, in the books we read, or the information we take in. You go through your social media scroll and you see this one post and it lights you up and it gives you this new perspective. You're like, oh yeah, I remember, I should apply these things. But then, since this relationship is broken, it's a fleeting idea. It's gone, and we don't do anything with it. Now, what is an insight, right? An insight can be expressed as a new thought or a new perspective, a new solution to a problem. It seems new, or a deep remembrance of something we may have already been in contact with. And this remembrance or this insight is so potent and powerful that it kind of stops us for a moment and we see a new possibility. We see a new way forward. So now the beginning of this journey here with me, you want to start searching for these things. You want to look for them, consciously look for them. An insight that comes about in my life a lot, and it's been part of my work even today, is when I wake up in the morning. Right when I wake up, and I'm waking up in this place without an alarm, typically, sometimes with an alarm, but I kind of feel alert. And in that moment, I get this insight that drops in most mornings, and it's like, get up, get up. The sun's not quite up yet, or it's just rising. Get up, get out there, go start moving, go for a walk, connect with yourself. But since my relationship is still rebuilding, I will not fully embrace this insight. And I will often resort back to my thinking of the past. I will allow the broken relationship to come in and to interrupt the wisdom that's being delivered from that insight. And I will begin a conversation with myself to convince myself of otherwise. That maybe I need to stay in bed a little longer. Oh, I didn't get as many hours of sleep as I really want. So I'll just lay down for longer. And the next thing I know, I'll lay down for 10 or 30 more minutes. Then I'll wake up groggy and tired and not really want to do the thing I know I should be doing, which is moving first thing when I wake up. But it's in the process of rebuilding this relationship that we create a thriving life. Because in other areas of my life, yes, I changed, especially in regards to the food I eat, the information I consume, the people I surround myself with, the type of work I allow myself to do. I started listening to this voice. I started taking action on the insights I was getting. And we all get them. We get them very profoundly when we take a walk, or we're in a shower, or we're in this place of spaciousness, maybe even just doing the dishes, where we're kind of numbingly doing a task that doesn't require a lot of mental capacity. And in that space, we get insights. So again, it goes back to the space, because it's in the space that this new reality, this new possibility will form and present itself to us. So we want to try to cultivate more of these throughout our day. We want to look for them in all the conversations we have, when we're scrolling, when you're hearing these lessons with me. We want to look for these insights. And now the next place is we want to accelerate our transformation, right? If we really want to bring this thriving life into existence now, we have to act. We have to act on these insights. And the shorter the time between insight and action that you can cultivate for yourself, the more rapid your transformation will be. This life that is thriving will be yours much sooner if you can decrease the time between those two things. And now, as you capture these insights, and especially when you take action on them, celebrate it. Let yourself know that, yes, this is what I do. Start building up this relationship and the identity behind it that says you take action on your insights. You do what your wisdom is telling you to do. And little by little, you begin to build that self-trust, that confidence, that understanding and belief that you do have what it takes. You are a person who acts on their instincts, on their insights. Build this up. And to really deepen this, today's integration assignment is fundamental for not only these really potent insights that you will get throughout this course or your life going forward, but if you apply these steps to every lesson, you take your key insight from every lesson going forward and apply these steps, once again, it becomes inevitable that you will have a massive transformation along your journey. Without action and implementation, change almost never really comes, or especially is not lasting. So, the first assignment is perhaps maybe even create a new journal. One that I would use often is I would just open a Google Docs on my phone, and since my phone's with me the majority of the time, and when I would get insights or great ideas or content I would create, whatever that insight would be, I would just start noting them down and at least creating a data bank of ideas, of solutions, of new possibilities or opportunities. Did I act on every single one of them? Of course not. We get a lot of them. But now I have a place to reference. So when that idea or that insight is, fleets and leaves my mind or leaves my awareness as I continue my day, when I go back on it, I get to reflect on it. It's a big part of how this course became a thing, was I would have so many insights that would be so repetitive in its creation, in the ideas behind it, that sooner or later I had enough to start collecting them and putting them all together and seeing where the common themes and patterns were between all those insights to formulate this course. So start recording them as step number one. But now the 4-step framework to integrate them, to bring them into action, to embody them, to really solidify this transformation of yours. First of all, you're going to take the insight that you want to work with that's really strong and potent, that you want to identify how it came about and how could it impact your life, right? How could it impact your life if that change or that idea was implemented? Get clear on it. Basically, you want to expand on the insight, bring more information, more details to it. And then the second step, what you want to do is you want to go, okay, well, if I implemented that insight or that idea, or if I acted on that opportunity, well, what other opportunities would come about? Implementing that thing, what shows up in my reality in my life as a reflection of that change? Number 3, now what tiny actions would you have to do to implement that thing that could create those changes and open those doors of opportunity for you? For instance, you've probably had insights around wellness. So what actions have you already been putting in place, or can you continue to put in place to build up that lifestyle that prioritizes your wellness? And then the 4th one, this one's very key because, like I was saying, this past conditioning wants to sneak in and convince us away from that change. So if we go back to the example I gave about waking up in the morning, well, what could I do? Well, I asked my partner to support me in this journey of creating these morning routines and getting out of bed. And on the days that I may not really want to get up right away, well, she will help me in that. So I'm putting something in place. So what I'm really trying to do is to notice the barriers that are already there. Me, it was the story that was so prominent around not waking up early to create this intentional space of well-being. So to overcome that thing, I asked her to participate in it with me. We set an alarm. We have a plan for our morning. So what barriers would be in place that would stop you from taking action on those insights? Identify them. Put words to them. And then how could you overcome them? What could you put in place that would allow you to navigate through that resistance as you try to create change through action on those powerful insights of yours? Take this one day at a time with me, one action at a time, one shift in belief at a time with me. And that life that you desire, that is thriving, that has space and freedom, it will be yours. Just keep showing up. Keep doing this for you. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate the efforts that you're bringing forward into this to continue down this journey with me. We'll see you on the next one.